Welcome back, everyone, to today's podcast. Today, we have two special guests who share their English learning journey and the struggles they faced before becoming confident speakers. Their story is simple, emotional, and inspiring for every beginner. First, let me introduce them properly.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ariana. I'm 21 years old and currently studying at college. A few years ago, I was extremely shy and afraid of speaking English. Even introducing myself in English felt difficult for me. But slowly, through daily practice and patience, I improved my confidence.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lina. I'm Ariana's best friend. I also struggled with English speaking for many years. I used to memorize grammar rules all day, but when someone spoke English in front of me, my mind suddenly became blank. Over time, I learned that confidence and practice are more important than perfection.
That sounds very relatable for many learners. So, Ariana, tell us, how did your English learning journey actually begin?
Honestly, my journey started because of embarrassment. In my first year of college, one teacher suddenly asked me a question in English during class. I knew the answer in my mind, but I couldn't say it properly. Everyone was looking at me and I became nervous. After class ended, I felt very upset with myself. That day I realized I needed to improve my communication skills.
I remember that time very clearly because Ariana became unusually quiet after that incident. But sometimes painful moments become the reason for positive change.
Exactly. That night, I searched online for ways to improve spoken English. Most people were saying the same thing: practice every single day. At first, I thought fluency required special talent, but slowly I understood that consistency matters more than talent.
So, what was the first step you took?
I started with something very simple. Every morning, I learned 5 new English words and tried making sentences with them. Then I practiced speaking alone in front of a mirror. At first, it felt awkward and funny, but after a few days, I became more comfortable hearing my own voice in English.
Actually, I started practicing with Ariana too. Every evening, we called each other and tried to speak only in English for 10 minutes. Our conversations were full of mistakes, pauses, and broken sentences, but we continued anyway.
That's honestly one of the best ways to improve. Real conversations build confidence faster than memorizing grammar books.
Yes, and slowly we started noticing improvement. In the beginning, even simple sentences took a long time to say. But after weeks of practice, our speaking became smoother. I also started listening to English podcasts while cooking or studying. Even when I didn't understand everything, my listening skills improved naturally.
One funny thing happened during our learning journey. One day, Ariana accidentally used the wrong word while talking to an online friend, and we laughed for almost 10 minutes. Earlier, mistakes used to make us embarrassed, but later, they became part of our learning process.
True. I think that mindset change was very important. Once I stopped being afraid of mistakes, learning became much easier and more enjoyable.
Many learners fear judgment. Did you ever face criticism from others?
Of course, some people laughed at our pronunciation in the beginning. A few classmates even said, "Why are you trying to speak English all the time?" Honestly, those comments hurt sometimes. But later, we realized something important. People will always talk, whether you improve or not. So it's better to continue growing instead of worrying about opinions.
Exactly. And slowly our hard work started showing results. One day our teacher asked for volunteers for a presentation competition. Normally I would avoid it completely, but this time I participated. I was nervous, but I finished my speech successfully. That small achievement gave me huge confidence.
That must have felt amazing.
It really did. After the presentation, one junior student came to me and said, "Your English is very inspiring." I almost couldn't believe it because a few months earlier, I was the girl too scared to even answer simple questions.
That's why I always tell people that improvement happens slowly and quietly. One day you suddenly realize that things which once felt impossible now feel normal. Very true. So what advice would both of you give to beginners listening today?
My advice is simple. Stop waiting for perfection. Speak with mistakes if necessary. Confidence grows only through practice. If you stay silent forever, fear will never disappear.
And I would say consistency is the key. Even 20 minutes of daily practice can completely change your English over time. Listen more, speak more, and most importantly, don't compare yourself with others. Compare yourself with your old version.
Beautiful advice. Your journey will definitely inspire many listeners who are struggling with confidence today. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us.
It was really fun sharing our story today.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. Remember, every fluent speaker was once a beginner too. Keep practicing, keep improving, and never give up on yourself. See you in the next podcast episode.